Yes, your better life wants to come through you.
Yeah.
However, the external is like, no,
Yeah.
no. That's what they did to you as a kid. No,
Yeah.
no. You have to do this. You have to do that. You have to go to school. You have to listen to this. You have to do this way. You have to do that way. You have to.
Yeah.
Condition to shut it down.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you become an adult.
Yeah. I'm gonna give you a mic. Let's just start right there. Perfect. That's good. That's good. Just keep going.
So, we're talking about how growing up, we are taught to suppress our natural flow of energy that comes out of us as a child, and it comes out in very ecstatic, randomness ways, and that's scary. What can happen if someone just screams or anything, like, and so through the environmental factors and the social factors of our parents and the friends and peers, a lot of times we are conditioned to not let that energy flow out because because the energy could possibly be harmful to others or to myself. So we are conditioned to somehow maintain and suppress the energy. For, again, the parents did it for protection reasons. They didn't want us to get hurt by the world.
Right.
If we spoke out our own truth in a way and it maybe wasn't said correctly, and therefore we're going to get hurt or something like that. Or you're in a group of friends, and when you decided to speak your truth or say something that you didn't like about the group or whatever, they didn't accept you.
Right, you got ostracized or whatever.
Yeah, and then that makes an impression on your mind,
right,
and your body, and conditions you to think, if I don't speak if I speak my truth and people don't like it, I won't be accepted, and I will be alone. So that ends up being the thought process that you start to think when you go into a room when you're older.
Right. That same conditioning.
Versus, imagine if all your life everybody agreed to what you said.
Yeah, the difference in your conditioning at that point.
Yeah, you would just be like, it would be so free. It would be so just.
That's interesting because I know you. Do you know Tyler RSD, that Owen guy? Yeah, well, anyways, he teaches social dynamics, and he tells people, like, when you go to a bar, like, why are you so shut down? But when you're playing video games, you express yourself like you're that kid again.
Yeah.
And then he conditioned his kids, which I don't know if it's a good thing or not, but he like claps for everything they do. He claps. They go to the store. He's like, we're rich. Buy whatever you want. I'm going to buy it.
Yeah.
Like, well, we're going to get it. Like, whatever we want, we're going to get.
Yeah.
And like, so that's reconditioning them through with is that a better conditioning you're saying?
It is. It's more beneficial than.
Stop! Don't do this.
Yeah.
You're gonna. If you do that, no one's gonna like you. I heard Kanye West say that to his daughter, and it kind of made me really cringe.
Yeah.
Like, comb your hair, or no one's gonna like you. I was like, oh.
Yeah, that's insane. That's like, that is teaching the kid that they must be approved by the external world in order for them to be. Meaning, and because it's almost like the moment you are not liked or not approved by, you kind of, like, in a sense, die. And we can put this into like a primitive nature component. You would most likely die in nature if you were alone than if you were in a tribe.
Right. Yeah.
So this goes into like a deep.
It's funny, he says the exact same thing
nature
too. Yeah.
of ourselves for survival.
Right.
And it comes down to really principles again, but the principles got meshed in with biases and beliefs and things.
Mm-hmm.
But simply like a principle of life is a community,
Right.
as a connection,
Right.
and a culture in a way.
Mm-hmm.
That is a principle for our well-being and our experience and thriving in evolution.
Right. Yes.
Where that was the reason for like
That type of conditioning.
that type of conditioning. However, the way they go about it, the way they do it was ineffective. It wasn't.
I mean, it's ineffective for today.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Mhm.
And more so like we're way more smarter and advanced and aware of our mechanisms and the responses of certain actions through experience and through our ancestors, and realizing the consequences of things
Mm-hmm.
that we no longer have to repeat them,
Right.
yet they're still being repeated because there is an unconscious going on.
And it's repeating the same conditioning, right?
Yeah, it's the
Mhm.
same habit, it's the same
Mhm.
pattern, it's the same way of being,
Yeah.
it's the way of operating.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is where we are today. The way of being and operating is outdated. It needs
Mhm.
to be upgraded.